I am Joyce Johnson, author, speaker, sales champion, and coach. Coming up are 10 things to never say in an interview. See you in a minute. Welcome back. I am Joyce Johnson, author, speaker, sales champion, and coach, here to talk to you about 10 things you should never say in an interview. So first thing, never talk bad about your old boss, okay? It will backfire on you. First of all, you don't know who that person knows. Your boss maybe already know that you're sitting in that interview. That could be his brother-in-law you're talking to. So you don't want to do that. As far as big as the world is, it is small, okay? So secondly, don't say you hate your job, because they're going to think maybe you're going to be on their job and saying that you hate the job. Because to say that you hate the job, it discredits your company, it discredits actually you as an individual, because you're not finding a way to overcome the obstacles that has been set before you. 3, when they're asking you about something negative, tell them something negative or weakness about yourself. I mean, don't tell the truth, right? I mean, tell the truth, but don't give them a true weakness. Give them one of your strengths that you are continuing to work on. Because in my opinion, it's easier to build on your strengths than it is your weaknesses. So focus in on what you're strong on. And I recommend that you have it already written down, because everyone's going to ask. I mean, it's almost a guarantee. So be prepared. Another thing, never talk about politics in an interview. First of all, it's just not important, right? You're there for the job. But don't talk about politics, because people are very passionate about politics, and you may not be in their party. They may not like the person that you're for. I would even recommend, go as far as say that if you're interviewing, there's certain platforms like a job platform that you don't want to put your politics on. You don't want to announce it in that space. Another one, don't talk about Greek organizations. I know we love our Greek organizations. I'm Greek, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Okay, never mind, I didn't say that. But you don't want to talk about Greek organizations, because you may be sitting across from one person that didn't make it, that didn't make the cut, that didn't get that invitation letter, and for whatever reason they're uncomfortable. You ever hear people say, "Oh, I'm me, fi me"? They just want to be themselves, and they don't want to be judged by you or anyone because they're not a member of a Greek organization. Okay, so don't talk about Greek organizations. Religion. We can't talk about religion. And I know that we should be able to, and maybe once we get to know that person later, there may be some things and opportunities in a workplace for you to talk about it. Whether you're religious or not, it's not the space to have that conversation in a job interview. And some of these tips I'm telling you, the people across the room, across the table, even they may bring those things up, but it's not appropriate for you to bring it up. Don't agree or disagree. Just sort of nod and say, "Oh, that's interesting. I appreciate you sharing that." So that's a tip on how to handle when people are talking about things, and these tips that I'm giving you. Just say, "I appreciate you sharing that." But don't get engaged in the conversation and put your opinion in it. So another thing is, no one wants to hear about your party life. Even if they come in and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little hungover. I had this going on last night," or what have you. Because I've heard some of everything from interviewers. Inappropriate, yes, but they can say it because remember, they have the job, you don't. So don't hop in and start talking about, "Oh, I was partying," what you were drinking, what you were taking. All those things are off the table. If they share something with you about partying, just say, "Oh, that's nice. I heard about that organization or that party that they give. Oh, I'm happy you guys had a great time. Sounds like a nice family event." Don't engage in the conversation. Isms. Be careful about isms. Sometimes we can say things that are just a part of who we are. We all have them, right? But be careful with isms. Be careful not to say something that's a sexism, a racism, ageism. A lot of times people say, "Oh, well, they were my mother's age or what have you. That person sitting across from you may be your mother's age. You don't know. So don't talk about that, or don't say, oh, well, my manager was a female and you know how they are. People have said that. Even when they're talking to females. I mean, come on now. Think about it. Don't say things like that. Be careful what words come out of your mouth. I don't want you to be overly nervous about your interview, but the more prepared you are with your answers, the better off you're not going to make these mistakes. Now, a couple others at the end here that you're going to think, oh, Joyce, surely I can talk about that. Sports. People get overly excited about sports. So remember this. If you go in their office and they have a sports team there, you're not going to say, oh, you're a Texas fan? I'm a Cowboys fan. Oh, well, you're in Texas. Or no. Whatever team they're for, you're for. If you're not for that team, it's okay. Just acknowledge, oh, you're a Packers fan. Awesome. They're doing great this season. But I also just recommend avoid it. Don't talk about it, even if they bring it up. And if they do, say what I just said. Oh, that's awesome. They're doing great this season. And if they're not, just say, oh, that's awesome. Because they may not be doing great this season. And last but not least, gosh, don't curse in interviews. I've sat in interviews and people are just swearing left, right, and around the corner. And they can do that because, as I said earlier, they have the job and you don't. So don't engage in profanity and cursing and using slang and those type of things when you're in an interview. Did that help you? Comment below. Also, download a free copy of my book, Get a Job Today, 5 Things You Need to Know. The link is down below. Then I need you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can receive notification of my next video. Thank you. Make it a great day.